One thing that I came to a realization to one thing that I came to a realization to throughout my transition as a trans man, or just how I grew up to be, is that it doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't matter who I am. Because to be honest, I've always stayed the same. Regardless of all the changes that I've been through and all the growth that I've experienced, I am still me. And I put myself in this position. And I'm happy. And I think that goes for everybody else. We can't change the people around us, and we can't change all the different people in the world. We just have to let themselves be. And that can go in many different ways. But if we're talking about identity, if there are people like me who are struggling with themselves, with who they are, and worrying about like what other people are saying and how people say that they should live or how they should be living or the decisions that they should be making for themselves. We don't have to conform to that. We don't. I have been told so many times with the people around me growing up that I have to live a certain way if I'm going to be different. If I'm going to be a girl and also like girls, I still have to consider probably dating a man one day. Or at least I should still be a girl. I should still appear more feminine. I should still wear short tops or tight tops or skirts or dresses or things that didn't directly express who I am or did not express who I am at all. And I mean, if I wanted to, I could if it expressed who I was in any way, but I never felt that way. And after I transitioned, I still experienced the same thing. If you want to be a man, you have to be more tough. You have to be less vulnerable. You can't appear so weak. You can't be doing these things that are contradicting to what a man is. And I know people look at me and think, is that a man or is that a girl or what is that? Or some people may also look at me and be like, that's not a man. But I shouldn't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Truly. Like, even if it disappoints me or it hurts me, and I wish people could see me the way that I see myself, I can't change that. And they can't change me. They can't. Because I'm always going to be myself unapologetically. Like, I'm not going to apologize for that shit because I'm presenting myself the way that I want to present myself. And I am being who I want to be, nevertheless, of what anyone says to me. Am I using that word right? I don't know. But your gender or your sexual orientation, like whatever you identify as or whoever you like, that shit doesn't define you. Like, there's people out there who still say, like, oh, well, that's a girl, so of course they're gonna be thinking or acting that way. Or, oh, that's a guy, like, of course they're gonna be thinking or acting that way. Oh, he's gay. Of course he's gonna be that way. Oh, she's a lesbian. Of course he's gonna be thinking that way. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, bro. You don't say that to a straight person or someone who isn't transgender. You don't have straight people coming out as straight. It should be as normal as that being normal. Like being gay or being lesbian or liking whoever you like, it's the same as liking someone who it is the same as being straight. That's what I meant to say. It is the same as that. And even if they're a different gender or the same gender, it doesn't fucking matter. We are still human beings. We are still we are still living naturally the way that human beings are. And yes, of course, there are people out there who are much more different and probably seen as abnormal. But at the end of the day, there are still reasons for that. Biologically or emotionally, socially, whatever. There's a reason for everything, for the way that we are. And I'm aware there's people that think there's people that think that people like me existing is wrong. But I still have the same things that I want to offer as a good person, regardless of my identity. It doesn't define that. I define myself. I am X. I honestly, sometimes I forget that I'm trans. Not that I'm like forgetting who I am or anything like that. Like, I don't think of myself that way because I am just me. And that's how I see everybody else. They are just themselves, no matter who they decide to be and what they decide to be. When I came out as trans, my friends were supportive about it, and they're like, we support you. But no matter what, you're always just going to be Max. Like, you are just yourself. And it should just be as neutral as that. It is unfortunate that we've grown up to think that people like us are so different, even though we're not. Yeah, maybe we're more complicated, but the reason why people think that way is because they were grown to think that way. They grew up around different environments and different cultures that had different beliefs, different morals, and different perspectives on things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what makes us different as well. We grew up to think differently with our environment and with the culture that we grew up around. And I grew up around an environment and a culture where people think differently from me. But that just shows that I did all of this by myself. I did it with my own thinking, with my own morals that I grew up on and that I learned from everything that I experienced. Because that's what we should be doing as human beings. We are just constantly changing, growing, and learning. It doesn't matter who the fuck we are, because we are all doing the same shit in different ways. So if there are people out there, any transgender individual or any person who is involved in the LGBTQ community, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I'm not invalidating your feelings, but you are just as normal as everybody else. We are all normal. We are all just living. And there are bigger things happening in this world. People shouldn't worry about you so much in that way to make you feel like you are wrong to exist the way that you are. Because you're not. At the end of the day, you're just someone with feelings. Just like everybody else. And you can't control that the same way that they can't control you. Thank you.